So people, right, evidence-based introduction. Let's have a look at the hidden moves of the great ball strikers and what they're really doing. The facts to their golf swings. I'm going to show you a couple of things in this video that's going to improve your ball striking immediately. And I can't wait to share it with you. World Class Golf Introduction. We're reaching people from all around the world. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. That helps us reach more people. Let's get stuck into a fascinating video and all get on the path to playing better golf. So people, right, do you think you know the golf swing? Well, let's see if you really do. Let's have a look at what the world's best ball strikers are really doing. And I think you're going to find it absolutely fascinating where they're ending up here. Now, why are they doing it? Well, I'm going to show you that in the video, how they do it, why they do it. But I think you'd agree it's remarkable looking at the position where the head is through the golf ball. And obviously with the amateurs, we're seeing different swings and movements and getting themselves in awkward positions early, extending, flipping, standing up at it. Now, I don't expect people to swing like Brooks Koepka, although it would be nice. But I do expect improvement, right? Regardless of your age, your talent level, how good you are, we expect to swing better. And that's possible if you're working with great information. All right? So also in this video, I'm going to show you the move, a hidden move of the hips and why amateurs are really confused there. And I can't wait to show you that. So halfway through the through swing, the shoulder plane average on the PGA Tour is 55 degrees. And it's safe to say that really the further you are away from this position, like the worse that your swing is, the worse that we're going to hit the golf ball. Looking at the averages of movement makes sense, right? When you see all these top players just within a few degrees of each other, and you might be nowhere near them, it's like a blueprint, right? It's something to strive for. And one of the other areas we look at is from the shoulder into the belt, and we're seeing it a lot of the time under 40 degrees. Now, this area has helped my swing so much, and so many of my online students. If we just go through the shirt there, 37. It's remarkable, isn't it? Okay. Now, this is what we're showing people on WorldClassGolf.com. Rather than jumping from video to video, we're really looking at what they are doing, and it makes sense because it's a complicated game, right? This is the area. Now, I'm going to show you how they do this. I'm going to show you why they do this, and then I'm going to take you through a couple of videos to show exactly how the hips are working in the through swing, and it's really going to open up a door for you. Right, let's get stuck into it. So people, isn't it amazing looking at the world's best ball strikers and how they move through the golf ball? It's not just the way that we turn through the ball, it's how we tilt through the ball. Now, how many of you have tried turning through the ball and you hit it worse? Right? Did your swing ever change? Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really change. If people aren't working on the correct thing. So what we're going to do here is look at how we tilt through the golf ball. Now, early extension, people are just working on the incorrect things here. I mean, if you steepen your shoulders, it holds your legs back. Don't put the cart in front of the horse. Right? You're seeing people with level shoulders. If you turn level, I mean, this is going to come out every time. Once this is high, it's all over. Right? You will never reach your potential, and you're going to have really bad phases. It's just no fun. Turning with a high right hip, it's just not the place to be. We've got to get this hip down. We've got to get our tilts, and then we can start to turn, and then it starts to look dynamic. Keeping your head out against a wall, feeling like your head's out this way, and slightly moving it just slightly downwards is going to get your right hip in the go zone. There's a zone here, people, and when you touch on it, you touch on greatness. You hit the purest shots, and this is what I'm trying to get across to people. When you work with great information and you chip away at it over a time, this is how you become great at something. It really is. Jumping from video to video all over the place, information from everywhere. We've got to look at the averages of movement and getting inside these averages. The closer you get to these, the better you're going to hit the golf ball. So guys, right, we're currently in the backyard. Huge setting here. To be brutally honest, it was just way too hot to get down to the golf club, and I couldn't be asked. But this is actually a great setting. We have Sevi the dog, who might make an appearance, and you might hear him in the background. Let's have a look at a couple of things here. This is to get ourselves inside some of these PGA averages of movement here and to connect to a feeling. That's Sevi there. How are you? YouTube audience, Sevi, YouTube audience. How are you, mate? All right, now let's have a look at this. So get your cap against the wall, left shoulder under, right shoulder under. That's just to get familiar with the exercise. get up to the top of your swing, slide your head slightly down the wall and get into impact, okay? And feel where your right hip is, your right shoulder. This is a great way to keep your shoulders under your chin and your body, really when it starts to move in this fashion, the club, the delivery, how you can turn, it's just simply amazing. Now get the grip on, this is the next one, it's a little bit more difficult, get the grip on the outside of the shoulder here. And if you do have the range of movement, the mobility to be able to get in and around impact without touching the wall here with the grip, then that's really good. Now, obviously the higher up you touch, the worse it is. When we turn with level shoulders, the right leg kicks, the hips move to the ball, the shoulders are the motor, the engine of your swing. They really control everything. Don't put the cart in front of the horse by just simply trying to fix the right leg, get your bends correct here, and then you're in a great place. The last bit, which is a little bit more difficult, is to move down slightly and then get into impact and connect with a sensation. Another area you can look at here is getting into impact to see if you can touch under your right knee. Now, if you're not flexible enough, then work on it, right? Seriously, I've been doing this with Robbie Cannon, who's on WorldClassGolf.com. He takes you through around 14, 15 exercises to see where you're tight, where you're not, where you're good, where you're not, and just gives you a program to improve your mobility. Doesn't matter whether or not you're 75 years of age or 30 years of age. The more mobility you have, the better structure you have in the swing, the more range of motion, the more speed, and you can just simply improve your all-round ball strike. I mean, you all have to agree with that. So guys, reach out to us. We also offer that on WorldClassGolf.com in conjunction with Swing Analyst online lessons with me, if you like. Not everyone's into it. Anyway, let's get into the video further and all get on the path of playing our best golf. So people, right, got a great drill here for your body awareness and putting you in the zone in great positions where great players are. Imagine you're holding a club with your trail hand, your right hand, set the angle in it. Take your address position, just separate your hands slightly. Now, when we move back to the top of the swing, you've got this angle. Imagine you're holding a club, and I want you to reach down with your left hand outside that right foot. And then when you move through, I want you to reach down with your right hand outside the left foot. Okay, so it goes like this, reaching down and reaching down. And what's happening here is your shoulders are staying away and you're starting to create some stretches and some great movements. Tilting to the top and tilting through the ball. It's not about turning so much, it's how we tilt that gets our body moving much more effectively. Your arms are attached to your body, your hands are attached to your arms, and the club's in your hands here, guys, and that follows, and the chain reaction is massive. So people, right, statistically, the two best iron players in the last 20 years or so, that's fact, Garcia and Tiger Woods. Just take a moment to have a look at that position there, because right, this is where we got to end up. Right, you got to be in this family. This is your blueprint, and I'm going to show you how to get it into this position. And I mean, thank God that for WorldClassGolf.com that there's really no commonality online anymore. Like, do turn your hips, don't turn your hips, do turn your shoulders, don't turn your shoulders, or whatever it all is. In fact, you know, mediocrity is being really placed on a pedestal these days, right? So we've had so many of the guys, look at these positions here, we've had so many of the guys, especially some of the well-known dudes with, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, copy our stuff and not mention us. And they're starting to do it more and more. Now, I'm not going to say who it is, not at this stage. If they keep doing it, I will. But you've got to follow evidence-based instruction, right? It's a different level. And when we see a lot of the amateur players out there, you know, they're getting in around impact, you know, send your swing through to me. I'll help you out. This is, you know, what are you waiting for, really? You know, let's start on it today together and get you on the right path. You're just seeing amateurs at impact, not anywhere near these positions. How do we get ourselves into this family? How do we get ourselves into this position? So people, right, the PGA average, the right hip is 7 to 8 centimeters lower at impact than when we started at address. Have a look at that. And it moves forwards, your obliques underneath. Look at that shift. Squeezing the right leg, that trail leg, into the left. And I'm going to show you how to feel this and get into this position. Have a look at Hovland on this side here. Look at the size of his legs here. That right hip, look how he's turning that right leg. It squeezes in and getting really this to move underneath them, guys. Getting forwards but underneath. What a move. Let's have a look at how we can feel this in our swings. So guys, all right, let's have a look at this. Let's have a real good look at this, because really moving down in your downswing and into impact here and getting this right side of your body in the correct position, it's just the key, right? One of the major keys in the golf swing. And we're going to see this side of your body here shifting across your obliques, the side of your rib cage, and moving a little bit down. It's going to bring your right foot into a really dynamic position. So we want to get ourselves in a really dynamic impact. There's almost like a hitting zone here. When this is up, it's not only that we come from the outside, we get jammed up, we swipe across it, we flip, we stall, we hit it left and then goes further left, or right going further right. And this right hip, okay, this has to get down. It's around 7 centimeters lower at impact. And by getting your obliques to shift, most amateurs just don't do this. Right? I don't mean it bad, but you have to have a look at this area, this evidence-based instruction, because there's a zone here, and when we get into it, everything's in the right position, and that's how we hit pure shots. It's your geometry as well, getting your body in the correct positions so that you can get the low point of your swing in a great place. Let's have a look how we can feel this, right? You need feel. Now, through mechanics, we create feel. We can be technical without being mechanical, but what great players really don't use mechanics or haven't used mechanics to create feel. That's what we do, because there's a lot going on in the golf swing, right? It's not all that super simple, okay? And demanding that golf instruction be kept simple, it really leaves it incomplete, doesn't it? So let's have a look at this. When we have a shift across of 4 to 6 inches, 10 to 15 centimeters, you're getting your obliques, this side of your body, to squeeze across. Your right knee's moving in closer to your left, and this is going to help with your tilts as well. So when you get to the top of the swing, it's almost like you were reaching down here to pick something. This side's shortening, this side's moving underneath us. Okay, and that's what helps us lead a little bit more. It stops us getting stuck. If some of you guys are getting stuck or feel like you're caught or this is up, this is it. Right? You've got to get this hip, it's got to move downwards and under, and by getting this, the obliques to move effectively. So get in there and do a couple of swings, take your time with it, get your obliques to move forwards and under, and that way you're going to lead a little bit more with your bottom half, and it gives you space, gives you room. It's just one of the keys to great ball striking. Guys, get stuck into it. So guys, right, today I want to talk to you about live view golf. You can draw your lines with angles. I've been showing a lot of people on YouTube the 40-degree shoulder rule, the PGA averages of movement, 55 degrees through the ball, 12 degrees of shaft lean, and you can get in there and get closer to these proven averages of movement. And the closer you get, the better you hit. We know that these days every top player is filming their swings, right? And video really is the best feedback for your golf swing. This thing here is absolutely mind-blowing. Really, you can see yourself simultaneously as you're making movements. It works off sound, so you hit a shot, played back automatically. You don't have to touch the screen, hooks up to your iPad and your iPhone, and you can look down at it and stay in posture. Like you can even put the camera or the live view back here, draw a line on your belt buckle to see where that is, have a look at your takeaway rather than looking in mirrors and trying to get this. This is the best way to train. Guys, it's an absolute no-brainer, and I highly recommend, if you're a dedicated golfer, guys, there's a discount code in the link below. Absolutely incredible training aid. So guys, right, you can see the bullseye and where that's pointed, okay? So when we have this bullseye pointed down, it helps us be able to move so we can go under. And the under release is so much easier. It gets the right side under the left. So, but when the bullseye points away from you here, you've got left going under right. And when we move through the golf ball and we feel, especially for your iron shots, you feel like the bullseye points up, you've got right coming under left. So you've got really left side under the right, and then you've got the right side under the left. And this is these moves we're always looking at. And your club head and face and hands can really enhance that, because once this opens up and you don't see the bullseye, we start to get this up and over and up and over. where we need to get the right hand pointed away, the bullseye away, and that way we can really start to move freely and under the golf ball, and the release is easier because it's just not moving around. It's not going open to close, it's being almost closed to open. And what a area of the golf swing that's not looked at. Bullseye away, people. It's a great place to be in your golf swing.